Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It feels so good saying welcome back to my channel. I actually prepared a victory dance, but I don't know. The mood is just funny. Today, shit. Oh man. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I would have done a victory dance, but I'm not in the best of moods today, and that's also okay, you know. I mean, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're happy wherever you are. Yeah. So before I start, like, I wanted to actually wear makeup, but I don't have the strength. So usually what I do, and I mean, you don't have to do this, but what I do when I'm going out and I don't really want to wear makeup is I just wear my eyeliner on to, and this is I've forgotten the name, Davida or something. It's usually 100 naira that they sell it for. And then for my eyebrow, I don't know if exposure in should get, so I had to dim the light a bit. Anyway, so if you want to get your eyebrow without necessarily, and this is black, but I mean, I really don't care what people think, right? But if you want to get your brows right without necessarily drawing the brows, you can just use your black pencil. Sometimes I use brown depending on my mood. Sometimes I use black, you know. So I just do like a tiny line. Don't press it. It's just really bring out something and form as if you really have eyebrows there. And then you just do a swish, swish, swish on your brow. Do it on the second one. You know, don't press. Just follow the line. I mean, I might be looking like an actual baboon after this, but on my phone, I shall looking clear, you know. So yeah, we are good. Yep. Okay, so I can start the show. Ah, shit, fuck up, bye. Your baby, wet lips me. Shoot, I was supposed to put some wet lips, but ain't nobody got time for that. So I don't need to wear those glasses, recommended glasses. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey, it feels so good saying that. See, I'm blessing myself back. Anyway, first of all, let me tell you the story about this scarf. It was one day I was going to work, or I was coming back from work. I can't remember which one was happening, and I was supposed to take so anytime I'm on my period, and I always advise people, always make sure you have like a scarf or a long jacket with you and all that, you know, a long sweater and all that, just in case of anything. So yeah, I think I went out of the house early, and I think I had stopped at a bus stop, maybe Obalinde or something, as I was going to work, and then I felt a drop, you know, that big drop that's like, oh my god, this thing has come. I mean, I was already, you know, I was already experiencing it, but in my head I just thought, not a big deal, you know, maybe I'll carry my scarf or like a jacket or a sweater when I'm going to work. But on that day I forgot my scarf. Anyway, that's how when I got to the bus stop now and I felt the thing drop, I was like, oh my god, I forgot the scarf, you know, I always need the scarf. And then I saw where they were selling this scarf. Well, I saw where they were selling scarves, really nice scarves, not fancy scarves or anything. I don't know if they are Krika. This one came with a tag, but I think my mom calls them factory rejects or something like that, but I don't know. And guess how much I bought it for? 100 naira, weary, you know. So I bought it for 100 naira and kept going. So I just want to advise every girl out there, if you're going out and you're on your period, I think that you should hold a scarf or something. Something that makes you more comfortable. And if you don't have problems with getting stained or anything, then that's fine. Anywho, back to the cocoa of today. So today I want to be talking about insecurities, overcoming insecurities. So we all have our insecurities. It could be a burn on the hand, it could be a scar on the face, it could be your acne, it could be your shape, it could be your financial status, career status, it could be your social status in general. Whatever it is, it's an insecurity. What is an insecurity? Something that makes you think a second time. You know, you're not confident about it. You're not bold to display. You're not bold enough to display it, or you don't even want it on a display. You don't even want it in any light. You know, you don't want anyone to talk about it. You don't want anyone to refer to it and all that. So, I don't even know where to start from. I won't say that I've not had my insecurities. In fact, growing up was crazy for me. I had a lot of insecurities. And guys, trust me, very ridiculous stuff. It was my height at one point. It was my social status at another point. It was... What else? It was my shape, because I was always that long. Okay, in fact, let me just break it down. So I think... I'm so ashamed right now because, like, I'm looking away from the camera. So first was my height, and then I think that I didn't know that I was embarrassed by my height, but I didn't, how do I explain this now? I didn't know I was embarrassed by my height. You know, I just thought it was just awkward. It was just awkward for me to be standing behind guys. Guys, I was so tall. I was super tall, that I used to be the last. And then there was this guy, Tochuku, he used to stand behind me. That guy was long, you know. So, times he didn't come to school, and he was a latecomer, or times he didn't come to the assembly ground. I'm talking primary school here, guys. Times he didn't show up, or times he missed assembly. Like times he didn't show up to school, or times he missed assembly. I was the last on the queue. Sometimes I would want to stand. It was so awkward for me because I wanted to stand with other girls and chit chat and all that, but all the other girls were of like portable heights and all that, and I was the longest. And you just see me standing. They'll ask everybody line up. I'll now be dreading that moment because I know that the teacher is going to tell me, "You, what are you doing there? Go sit back." So that was how I got used to always queuing up at the back. Like I was always the last person on the line and all that. That's why when I go and collect my PVC, when I go and collect anything that needs me to stand on the line, and people are taller than me, I don't even mind because it's like a new experience for me having someone who's taller than me and all that. It was very awkward. Currently I'm like 5'11". That's how tall I am. That's an average height of a guy, and that is a very, very tall person for a girl. So yeah, my height gave me insecurities. I was insecure about my height. I was insecure about my social status in the sense that I think that I wanted to be some sort of a popular girl, or be that girl that would be friendly and everywhere and everyone would know about her. And that sort of happened, but it did not sort of happen. I wanted more. Like I remember secondary school when everyone would be going out for parties and whatnot. Like I remember one time in secondary school there was Usher and T-Pain that came for Star. There used to be something called like Star, like a concert, right? So I remember Usher and T-Pain coming, and a lot of students were forming, we're gonna go, our parents have gotten tickets, and I felt like I can't even tell my dad that Usher, before I finish, he would have slapped me, like, you better go and read your books and whatnot, but for other kids it was that easy. My parents have gotten us tickets and whatnot, and it was always like, these concerts were always like times when we're going on a holiday, maybe the last day of school, go, parents are coming to pick their kids and all that. So, I just knew that as everyone was going home, we were going to have fun. But as I was going home, I was just, going to chill with my family. That's not bad at all. But, I just wanted more, What else was I insecure about? I think that I was a bit insecure about finance, because we're wearing the wealthiest of the bunch. I won't even say we were rich. I think that the only reason I would call myself middle class at that time, the only reason I would have categorized our family in middle class at that time was because we could afford 3 square meal. And I mean, that's very average. If you tell me, I'm very, very, very grateful to God, but that's very average, So I just felt like, we could afford it. So let's not say, because there were people going through worse situations. But if you look at most Nigerian homes or most Nigerian families, you see that, they eat 3 square meals. You see that most Nigerian families ate 3 or had 3 square meals, So I just thought, we're just that family. We're not rich. We're not poor, So that gave me a bit of trouble too, because of course I wanted to fly all over the world. I wanted to visit the world. My friends would always come back to school with new stuff from Obodo Imbo. My friends would always come back with stories like, we went to Rwanda. The first time I ever no, I knew Rwanda was a country, don't get me wrong, right? But the first time I ever heard anything Rwanda was my friend and her family going there for a holiday. And where did I go for the holiday? I was here in Nigeria for the holiday. Anyway, everybody has their time, right? So I was struggling with that for a very long time. I felt like, God, why my family? Why can't we be, having all these amazing experiences like other families? I'm tempted to say, why can't be we? Why can't we be wealthy or comfortable enough to travel the whole world? That has always been my dream, like just seeing the whole world. Like I just would like to, I think if I had all the money in the world, I would love to travel to a country a new country every day. A new country. There are some countries I won't want to see, but I would love to travel every other country every other day, just to sightsee. And I'm the kind of person that would love to get involved in stuff like experiencing their culture in terms of food, in terms of style and whatnot. And that type of traveler, I love to, immerse myself, with the people and with the culture and all that. So yeah, it was a big deal for me. I used to feel like, God, like, why do I have to repeat the same shoes to school? Why do I have to come back to school without any holiday story, except that my father flogged me? I was a recalcitrant child, so I don't also blame him, but that was always my story. My dad beat me, we did this with all tops. We just went to Sweet Sensation. So every time they said stuff like write an essay on your holiday, will always be like, I would just have to make up something like, I traveled to so. And that's the funny thing. Those dreams will eventually come to pass, right? So I was like this for a very long time. I think I started getting myself in SS2 mid SS2, and that was because I felt like I was a bit bullied. I felt like, yeah, I mean, we're kids and whatnot, but people would call me names and whatnot, and it was just normal secondary school young people stuff. And I felt like there was a day I went back home, and when I came back with like, if I came back with like a vengeful spirit, sort of like, you won't talk to me and just get away with it, sort of, that type of thing, and all. So in before, especially senior secondary school, I was just a meek child, nothing really going on with her, and I used to feel like, oh god, like, why are we not this, why are we not that? I just hate my life right now. I hate the fact that we probably have one car in the house, when everybody, like, you go to other people's houses and then they'll be like, oh, this is my daddy said this is my car, and anytime I wanted to go out, or like me and my friends we probably want to hang out. Like, I remember in JSS 2 or 3, we all wanted to hang out somewhere, and at the time your parents had to drive you everywhere, because I mean, and it wasn't, I don't know that, I mean, there was Silverbird at the time, I think, but there weren't a lot of places like now. So it was maybe Mr. Big, Sweet Sensation and all that. We're forming, oh, this holiday we're actually going to see, hang out and blah blah blah, will you come and all that. And a lot of these people were forming, oh, I'll get someone to drop me, my brother will drop me with his car, my uncle will drop me with his car, blah, 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 my dad, da, 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 da. And at the time I was like, I would definitely not be making it here, because I mean, I didn't have anyone to drop me. My parents were not the very social type, Anyway, so it continued like that. SS2, I sort of not changed, but I sort of started getting a grip of myself. I still had those thoughts once in a while, but it was now, fading away. Now, when I entered university, it was now dawning on me, because I just felt like, all these people here have extremely wealthy parents for them to be here. When I saw my school fees, and that's the funny thing, a lot of people see me, look at me and think everything is okay with this girl. She's probably from a rich home and whatnot. And again, I'm trying to work on it. Another thing is self-confidence, right? Now, the thing is, I think especially in university, I developed some type of self-confidence that I've not been, and there's a thin line between arrogance and self-confidence. You're not trying to be arrogant, but it just, like, you can't bullshit me, sort of, So I started building that from like my year 1, especially when my grades were good, they always, or I mean, 1 or 2 lecturers said, oh, who has this matric number, copy from her and all that, So it was getting into my head, and I felt like, it was not like it was getting into my head, to be honest, because I mean, but I just felt like, oh, I'm the shit, if that makes any sense, So anyway, I now started thinking, because sometimes I would think, these people are, for them to afford this school like this, they're wealthy. And my dad always called me and be like, remember where you're coming from. Don't go to school and you're now like trying to join bad gang, in quotes, the way our parents call it. Or don't go to school and now try and be, doing rubbish. Like, you now leave your books, focus on boys and parties and whatnot, And that thing was always at the back of my mind, rather. It was always at the back of my mind that, look, my parents struggled to put me in this school, and I'm not going to do any rubbish. So I had fun and all, but I still kept it at the back of my mind that I could not carry over. I could not, and it's not like I didn't have any carryover in the end, but it was always like, you could not have any extra year, because that's more money for my parents. You could not do this, you could not do that. I remember times they'll give us handouts to buy, and I'll start weeping because I didn't have any money or anything, and I didn't want to call my parents because I felt like that would be putting them under too much pressure, right? And thank God for all the friends that I met in school, all amazing people. I think God just placed them in my life because they came through for me at each point in my life. There will be times where maybe I didn't have money to buy a handout, and my friend would just call me and be like, so is that why you're moody? Don't worry, we'll sort it out. And she'll probably get the handout and then we'll share it, or she'll get the handout and then she'll photocopy it and give to me and all that. So people just came through for me. And at the end of the day, on the other side of the wall, people looked at me as a spoiled. I know a lot of my cousins looked at me as if I was spoiled. I was just a rich kid that was rolling with the rich people. But hey, like, people are struggling with their insecurities. Like, people will look at you like, this is what it is, this is what. But I know what it was. I know how I had to survive through school, right? Now, my 3rd year in my university sort of opened my eyes, because I felt like the reason I have these insecurities, or I had these insecurities, and the reason a lot of people have insecurities, especially social and life insecurities. By life, I mean like career. Oh, what do you do now? Or finance. Oh, I just opened an account in USD and I have like so amount in there. The reason people get insecure is because we are trying to compare. So we feed off of what people are giving us, and we're trying to compare. And the honest truth is, if you actually walk up to a random stranger and say, hey, Or, do you know what? Just a social experiment. Maybe go out one day in any form, shape, size, anyhow you want to go out. Or go to an event. Take a random person's number. Call the person and say, did you notice my clothes was not ironed? And see if the person will pay you any. The person will be like, huh? Like, nobody really cares. But we think people care. Nobody really cares what you attain in life. But we think people care. Nobody really cares if you have also. Everybody's struggling with something. Everybody's struggling with their own thing. In my third year, I found out that some people that I thought were big babes, they were paying their school fees themselves. They were paying their school fees themselves. Look, I don't understand English, but you know what I mean. They were paying for their school fees. And I just felt like, look, you look at people and you're looking at them with one lens, and they're looking at you too with another lens, because those kind of people that are struggling to pay their school fees are looking at you like, this one spoiled rich kid, she doesn't have anything to worry about. And then you're there thinking, look at me, my parents don't have, my this, my that. Nobody really cares. Everyone is struggling with their own thing. Like, everyone has their own sufferings. Nobody really cares. That's if you don't take anything from this sermon, take this. No one really cares. If you just do a social experiment, go to a gathering, call somebody and say, hey, how much do you think I have? They'll tell you, what's my business with you? Because everyone is facing their thing. So stop. That's the first thing we need to do. Stop comparing ourselves, our stories, our sufferings with other people's sufferings. That's why some people, especially on Twitter, I saw it recently, some people were saying, oh, your mom sold her car to send you to school. We didn't even have any car. But you went to school. And the most important thing is you came out with a certificate. So what is your problem? All these insecurities stem from the fact that a lot of people keep comparing and comparing. So please, let's stop that. Second thing I want to say is we need to be grateful for where we are. That is something I am working on. I just want to say sometimes, God, I am grateful for life. God, I am grateful for where you've brought me. God, I am grateful for the one I have. God, I'm grateful for the one I don't have. God, I am grateful because I don't want to care about the next person. I want to care about my own, and I am grateful to God. There's nobody that has displayed gratitude that hasn't sort of gotten double. So please, if you're feeling like, but my face is rough, God, I thank you that I have a face and my enemy is not suffering from skin cancer and I'm not suffering from skin cancer. My shape, I'm so straight or I'm so fat and round. God, I thank you that I can still afford a dress that fits me. And I can walk out there, nobody will know I'm suffering. I'm not wearing torn clothes. I'm not gasping for air. I'm not living on oxygen or anything. Like, I mean, artificial oxygen, of course. I'm not living on any of that. So I thank you. We're not rich. I don't know how people will see me when we enter the party and whatnot. At least you are not you did not go to the party to go and beg. They invited you because they valued you. So please, number 1, don't compare. Number 2, gratitude. Number 3, renew your mind. It's somewhere in Romans, and I will get that scripture for you. Renew your mindset. You cannot keep thinking the whole world is looking at you. The whole world is dealing with their own thing. Stop thinking about what the whole world thinks. Do you, deal with you. And the last one, work on the flaws. I have acne, blah, blah, blah. Google whatever will help with acne rather. Is it laser? Is it facials? Is it staying away from oil? Is it staying away from granite? Is it doing this or doing that? Exfoliating? Whatever will help you. Google it and be aggressive about it. Say, I want to change this. I'm just going to focus on my own and not listen to others or not look at others. And she has a smooth face. Okay. Well, you don't know what else she's going through. Everybody has their sufferings. That's all I want you to know. And that's what I told you at first. Everybody has their sufferings and nobody really, really, really cares. So focus on your own focus. Focus on your own thing and work on it. We don't have money, this and that. Look for how to get money. Try different businesses. Like me, I've tried maybe 18 businesses. And guess what? They did not work. And I'm slowly thinking, maybe I'm a 9-to-5 girl. Or maybe I'm just not a 9-to-5 girl. I've just not found the business that will work for me. Shikina. But I will continue at it until we start making this money the legal way. So if you think it is one thing that is affecting you or making you feel insecure, how about looking for a solution, an antidote? Look for whatever it is that can help with the flaw. I'm not confident because every time I talk, people tell me I have bad breath. Okay, have you heard of Listerine? Try it. Try brushing. Try chewing gum all the time. Try not talking. Try not keeping quiet when others are talking. Talk to people. Engage people. Do you understand? It's like my enemy has body odor. It's not me only body odor. So, it's like I say, my enemy has body odor. I don't feel confident. It's an insecurity. Look for what works. Try black soap. Try any. But research and help yourself. Stop looking at others. So I hope so, please. If you feel like insecurity is something you're still dealing with, and I know for sure we will still, I mean, even me, I'm still working on my own. I mean, I sort of expelled the most of it, but I know that there are times where I still think about some things and I snap out of it, and then I try to work on it, work on it. I hope I've been able to help you. Please stop thinking about insecurities. Solutions is what we should be thinking about. If you think that there's any insecurity that, oh, you know, this is a big deal for me and I've not found a solution, let me know. You can put in the comment section. I really appreciate it. Waiting for your comments. Bye. Oh my god, the Gen Z stuff. Bye.